Hey friends, it's Joe. Today we are going to unpack groceries from Costco Kawasaki. Now my son's asleep, so I'm going to talk quiet at first, but let me put you on my head. Alright, first person grocery unpacking. If you like organization, this is the stream for you. It'll be a 10 out of 10. Let me see if I can get YouTube set up on my phone. We'll get to work. View my channel. Seems promising enough. Turn this off because it's loud. Let's see. Morning, y'all. It's evening for me. I got 53 minutes to break down some meat. So that's the first priority, is meat and freezer. Bonus points will be all the other stuff. And there is a lot of other stuff. Oh, we'll go set up our green screen super quick. Hopefully. My son's still moving around. Might be a problem. We'll see. There is still time. Flying neon tunnel sounds great. Alright. Turn that off. Booyah. Alright, so I gotta get my Ziplocs out. Again, the main goal here is freezer. And then we will work towards other things. Let's get our cutting board. Super sore. Did a good strength today. Leave all that back there. Got the batteries, got the maple syrup. See if my son can actually go to sleep or not. Now, I try to alphabetize my freezer, being an engineer, and make sure that everything's put away proper. I'm just kidding. I do sort by me, by type though, which is half mental. Let's see. Mystery bag number 1. This is actually the one I wanted. We got frozen tortellini. Got a pre-made right here. Chicken pasta thing. And salmon. And we'll close this back up for now. Alright. I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for the wife. Wow. The floor is super slick. I've literally skidded on it multiple times. I don't know what's up with it. Good shelf for you, bud. It's gonna take me out at one point, man. What's the deal? Is it oil? I don't know. I don't know the source of the skid. Salmon. Yum. Now, I like to bring my trash can over when I do stuff like this. Now, I used to be able to get 3 portions out of a salmon, but now that my family continues to get larger, I'm going to sharpen this. We're stuck with like a hearty 2. And even still, the leftovers don't last. Salmon number 1. I'm almost in a hurry. I have to have a meeting with U.S. Finance at 10 p.m. Hopefully that stays at 30 minutes, if I could stay focused. And then I got 30 minutes to prep for a DMV trip, or like the Japanese Driver Association. I have no idea what acronym it is in Japan, but I'm sure there's an acronym. So I got that trip coming up tomorrow. So I can get like my passport, my driver's license. It's complicated. Oh. Oh no. I'm supposed to get a little picture. How do I get a little picture? Oh no. I screwed up. Actually, I think they have a machine at the driver center. Maybe I'll get lucky. I sure hope they have a picture, otherwise I'm screwed. Alright. So basically, I have a US driver's license for Ohio. But my driver's license expired and I got a Japanese driver's license here, right? It becomes complicated. And, well, one of the problems is my US one expired, which means I can't rent a car and I go to the US next week. Did Felicia eat all the Sharpies again? Haha. The one hidden one. In case anyone didn't know, this is salmon. Salmon. This is 11-9. Salmon. 11-9. Get these in the freezer. Rack them up, rack them up, rack them up. So tomorrow I gotta go to the DMV and figure out how to get a driver's license. But now I got all these rules I need to break because I don't actually have everything that's required of me, which is not fun. So now tomorrow I gotta figure out how to go get a small picture taken or see if I have any. It's supposed to be a very specific size. Uh-oh. This salmon's starting to look a little burned. That's not good. We're working through all the good ones. We gotta do the bad ones. Yeah, I'll just slide these on the side for now. Yeah, I'll put them on top, but I shouldn't use them first. This is gonna be a problem. I can already tell it's gonna be a problem. Ah! Almost slipped again. Alright, let's see what's in here next. I think it's beef. It's possible the beef didn't drip. Maybe. Not so confident. Bulgogi I can get 2 good portions out of. The bulgogs. Bulgogi. 11-9. 11-9. You know, I've looked at like the food saver device. I don't know if it's cost effective versus Ziplocs. I haven't run the math. It'd actually be really interesting to see what's most optimal if you're buying food in bulk from Costco. Should you get the food saver vacuum packer because you only use the material you need, or should you use Ziplocs? But in Japan, this is beef bulgogi, and in Japanese it is puloku. Yeah, beef, what the heck? I don't know what that says. So we're here trying to be impressive. It's like, false, you don't speak the language. You thought you did until you realized you don't. This looks kind of gross to put my hands into. Just want to put that out there. Yep, not a fan of this one. Nope, that's yucky. I mean, it's gonna taste delicious. It's just like it's sauced, so I don't like it. Like if you're ever like making burgers and you like mix stuff into it and you're like mashing the meat, you know it's gonna taste good, but like you're putting your hands inside an animal. I mean, it's a repartitioned animal. The insides are now the outsides, but it's still, especially thin slice like this, feels too much like innards, even though it's really just thin slices of delicious beef. I don't know. It's a little tricky for me, but what I do is I just freeze this up and then in half portions, and when I'm in a pinch, all I have to do is like boil some broccoli, make a pot of rice. It's almost like a cheater meal. Now, I mean, there's probably too much syrup in it, but it's ready. It's fast. And it's another day of me not ordering Uber Eats. So that's always a win. Let's see. Whew. Well, a little bit of meat leak, but it's not too bad. Let me see if I can get a towel. Oh, God! That's it. It's not worth dying for, okay? It's just not, so I've given it way too many chances to take me out of the game. And then watch, it'll be my wife, right? I'm like, oh, we'll just leave it slippy for a while. I fare fine, and my pregnant wife hits it just right. And it becomes a very bad day. I don't know what it is. Oil or something. There's always something on the floor. But I just saved my fourth born child. Because she's pregnant. Alright, with these, I'm always a little torn. If I go two seems huge. I should be able to get 3 out of this. Alright, let's put the bulgogi in the freezer first. We got too excited. So I like to roll these into tubes. So I'm a master packer, okay? If you came to watch a fridge get packed out, I'm your guy. Now we go to Costco about once every 2 months. And then we load up. It's like going into town. So we buy like enough meat for 2 to 3 months, enough cheese to choke a horse. Actually, I don't think horses should eat cheese. It's probably not good for their digestion. It's actually really not good for human consumption. It's like the human digestive system's not ready for dairy. Why do you see so much lactose intolerance? Alright, so we're going to put the oldest stuff high. Oh. We got one lonely skirt steak up here. Now I need to be careful with these because if I wedge them in too big, they won't come out later and it'll be bad. So I'm going to try to keep them as skinny as possible. So you can get them out later. We'll see. I'm a big fan of pushing the consequences of bad decisions to the next guy. Go to bed, Kai. I'm going to close this door if you keep talking. You're supposed to be asleep. He's fighting sleep, which is normal. But makes it tricky for mom and dad. Just me. Jeez, Joe, close this up. You got chicken nuggets melting. Come on now. Don't worry, friends. I'll be right back. I'm putting away groceries. I'm just gonna get my son out this way. So our mission is to break down all this meat and freeze it before it's time to go to work, which occurs in 22 minutes. So welcome, friends. We're gonna unpack some meat. It's like Butcher Joe over here. Huzzah. Welcome to the house husband. Which I pretty much am, honestly. I do a lot to keep things going on the home front, as well as work, grad school, content creation. I'm kind of a busy guy. All right, so this is gonna be ground beef. Ground beef 11-9. Now also, if you like the first person view, right, the dad simulator, which I'm known for, tomorrow if I can wake up at 4:30, we're gonna go for a nice morning run in Tokyo. So stay tuned for that. That'll be in about 12 hours. Less than that, probably like 9. I gotta get to bed. I gotta work first. Gotta get the meat and the food in the freezer, then I can go to bed after work. I hope y'all are well. If you're hanging out, feel free to let me know where you're from. I'm originally from Chicago, but my family relocated to Japan almost 2 years ago now. So if you have any questions about Japan life, I got you covered, because it's a lot more than what you see on anime. Much different. Still nice, but different. And then I've been a content creator for about 3 years. So I live stream on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, make short form videos. I do a lot of first person kind of content like this. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna say thirds. It's a nice chunk of meat. It's amazing how much it takes to feed everyone, and we have people over all the time, and our own kids. Like soon I'm gonna be doing like a whole flight of beef just to feed my kids and their friends. I like gotta get a promotion if I want to keep feeding my family. It's honestly getting quite absurd. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I hope y'all are doing well. Trying to get my son to fall asleep. Mixed levels of success. One of the things I'm curious about, and me and my wife have had varying perspectives on this, so I actually just don't know, is if you thaw frozen meat and then you're like, you know what, never mind, life happens, can you put it back in the freezer? And then can you thaw it again? And like, what are the thresholds of safe across all that? Like, is it only 1 day of indecision? Is it right up to the last day of use and you can put it in the freezer and it resets the clock because the freeze kills everything? These are all questions I really want to know. Because like, that's like, if you buy Costco salmon and you freeze it, well, it technically doesn't, but people think it kills worms. It doesn't kill worms, but it kills most things. There's actually like certain super chilled freezers necessary to get salmon quality or like sushi quality beef, but that's all a misnomer. good progress. Got all the beef bagged. 33 minutes left of this live stream before I go to work, minus the time to kill it, so maybe 28 minutes. I'm conservative. Like, even when I buy food from Costco, it definitely feels like it was frozen, but then when I go to pick it up, it's thawed, partially thawed, and then I freeze it again. Like, how many loops can you do before you run into serious problems? These are the deep quandaries of a dad bod, or dad life. Like, how does all this work? What are the rules? Is it different for shrimp and salmon as opposed to beef? What about chicken? Is it different if the chick's an American? If the chicken's American? Alright, so what marinade steaks in here. We had a lot of them. Honestly, I gotta figure out what else I got in here. A lot of ground beef. Sukiyaki, ground beef. Oh crap, we had a lot of ground beef. Ground beef. Put the whole beef at the bottom. And are these all marinated steaks? This is good though. We gotta stock up because is this all marinated? Oh snap, what is this? Oh, I got a frickin' tri-tip in here, don't I? Oh dang. I gotta make tri-tip. Yeah. That's gonna be bomb. Forgot about that thing. Tri-tip's got a big fat cap on it. So if you sear it with the fat cap down, it tastes amazing. I think that's all the meat that I have to break down. I check in here really quick. This should be all the kind of pre-made meats. Yeah, chicken. So let's clean our board. $25 minutes left. All right. Now, skaboosh. All right, friends, but if anyone's hanging out, we just went shopping at Costco. We do it once every 2 months in Japan. So our trips are normally around $1,600 USD, which is crazy. But it helps us stock up on a lot of staples we need to survive in Japan with a giant family. We got about 16 children, so it's a lot to feed. I'm just kidding, we don't have 16, but it feels like it, okay? Don't judge me. All right. Chicken time. Actually, we could, well, do I want to deal with tortellini right now? Yeah, you know what? Let's clear one bag before we clear another. So let's get our fancy scissors out. These are easy. We just got these. They're like $30. Pretty good. So snip these nicely into 2 packages. Use or freeze by 12-20. That's actually a decent range. Really? 12-20. I'll freeze one, keep one in the fridge for Felicia. Skaboosh. Do we want a yogurt? Yeah, we want a yogurt. Good decision. Do we have time for a yogurt? Always time for a yogurt. Yogurt is like the classic grab snack. I mean, but welcome, friends. Now, if you're here for the first time, it's likely you saw some pretentious engineer talking about a construction accident and why you should take stairs training seriously. Sorry you had to see that video. YouTube decided, out of all the wonderful content I've made in the last 1,600 videos over 3 years, that was the one that warranted the entire world to see. It's up to like 6 million views, which is super humbling. I'm not gonna argue with it. I just think I've made better stuff. But the secret sauce of it is like, it was aesthetic to watch. It's kind of funny for some people. And then in the comments, there's a lot of people that have actually experienced a lot of horrors of like machining accidents. So it just facilitated really good conversation. You know, when you make a video where there's a lot of comments and people are reading and engaging, that's a winner. So what continues to surprise me is how far that video's gone. And it's really allowed our community to grow in some neat ways. So excited about that. So welcome if you're new, friends. We got the tasty tasties in here. Got multiple bags of chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets for life. Actually, I'm definitely gonna have a harder time putting away some of this stuff. I think I'm gonna run out of room in here. I should be more optimistic, but nah. Now, actually, I could stack this higher though. So let's do a thing. First of all, these are frickin' obnoxious. Hate these things. I also don't know why the cheese ended up there. I don't know who's ever gonna get that out. But one thing at a time, friends. Chicken in a bag, check. Guess we'll put these things back where they were. So help me. Done. We've got the ice chest. Let's do pizzas stacked very well there. That's still a good shelf, right? Yeah, that'll work. It's got some breathing room. Got some tortillas, got some gyoza. Down here we have there. Front. Got room down there for these giant tortas de papas. Hash browns. I'm so pumped about these. This was a little bit of a conversation starter between me and Felicia, okay? We weren't fully aligned going in. Also, Felicia has purchased Japanese style hamburgers, which are literally just cooked patties. Should be interesting. Never bought those before. How are we doing on time? 9:36. We got 24 minutes. Bag one complete. It doesn't really look like any blood leaked, but I'm still gonna clean it with a wipe. So, need to freeze one of these. There we go. All right, this freezer's filled with treats. We used to have just one fridge with a freezer, and honestly, shopping at Costco is super stressful. We'd have to run out of stuff, which is part of life. Like, you can't hoard everything. But the problem is it's so much work for us to go to Costco. Originally, it was taking us about 6 hours total to go there, shop, and get back, because we had to take multiple trains and buses and use suitcases, and like it's very selective and very stressful. Then we got a car, which helped, but it's still about 4.5 hours, because it's almost an hour each way to get there, depending on traffic. So, meatballs. Meatball. Oishiso. It looks delicious. It's your Japanese for the day. Does it fit horizontal? No! Why? What a terrible design. Does it fit this way? Does the door still close? I doubt it. Let's see. Is this door closed? No way. Oh, does it? Alright. It's a little ghetto. Especially because I'm pushing that up a slope, but, you know. Does it work? As long as we put all the ice in there. Yeah, I guess it works. Again, little ghetto. Little ghetto never hurt anybody, as long as it's not big time ghetto. Alright. Canadian bacon and wings. Let's work on that. Oh yeah, I got 2 pork butts. Pork butts are always a good time. Pork butts, my friends, are how I make my legendary curry. Also, we've learned that Felicia and I can't eat this much Canadian bacon, so I actually break it into smaller bags, I think. Let me check. Did I use quart-sized bags for this? I make like these little 6-slice portions because our kids don't like it, and then it allows me to make 6 egg sandwiches. Yeah, I'm just using little quart bags. It holds up pretty good. So we're down to our last 2. Here, got some bacon. We'll reload on. Yeah. So I need to get this actually. Let's do the wings first. Wings. Now my chicken wings are legend. I use Frank's Red Hots. If you want the secret recipe. Okay, secret recipe is so good. You just take an absurd amount of Frank's Red Hots and you put it in a pot, and then you add a whole stick of butter, like, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, give or take, and then like, gosh, an entire like head of garlic. Like an absurd amount of minced garlic. Okay, it should seem like too much garlic. It's not. And then you're gonna cook that sauce down till it thickens, till it's delicious. And then from there, do I have room in my chicken drawer? My chicken drawer is probably a little tight. Oh, we can get some in here. All right, so let's put the old wings in front. So I'll stack them on top of the curry. Uh-oh. I'll put all the old wings in the hole. Yeah. See if I can fit one more on top. I know technically that's not the back, but it should do. You never want this stuff to get too tight on you though, because I think it's hard to remove it when you have to. Now, if we have a power outage, we're going to lose a lot of money. Or if we were ever robbed, people would get more money if they just took the meat out of our fridge than if they actually stole like my really old TV. I mean, it still works, but it's like a 2018 or something. I don't know, it's 55 inches. It's still great. But, you know, they're going to come and be like, oh, let me run away with this giant TV that's old and losing its picture quality. I'd be like, if you had just gone around the corner into the laundry room and stolen all of the meat, you would have done so much better. Like, that's the ultimate score. So, if you're going to rob me, that's what you should take. Or some of my VR equipment, which is in an undisclosed location. I have some kind of higher quality cameras for work. which I honestly need to get out of my house because it's a liability. All right. We got 18 minutes. Canadian. So I'm going to do is take this nice little flat of Canadian bacon, which I still, Canadian bacon's still kind of gross to me. It's just pork loin. I've just never seen a pork loin that grows in a perfect circle. So it's always freaked me out. I've recently learned though that it's just like, it's the lean part of the bacon. It's like next to it, you know? But there's just these connotations that make me uncomfortable. You know, or I'm used to the slimy thing that falls off the English muffin. That's just like gross. But this is actually very good. I think I could actually eat this raw. I'm not going to. I think it's basically ham. Oh, if the sky goes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Down, down, down. What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. What if I lose it all? Sister, I will make you follow. If the sky comes falling down. Free. I feel like I should just sing every song as Kermit the Frog. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Hey, brother. I can't even do it. Can't do it with a straight face. Or everything is Bane. I can't do it. I have to quote it to even get into it, and it's not even that good. And then if I tried to sing on top of it, I forgot what song I was singing in the lab once. There's a season where like all I would do is the Bane voice. It was super irritating. I got over it, okay? I was just enamored with it. I was half decent at it. And I had like a really late loopy night in the lab. I was just grinding through some testing for work. Yeah, just talking to myself. You murder your doctor in the dark. You know, it was like very bad. Very bad, man. I think at that time like Rick Rowland was really popular. So then I was like, never going to give you up. Let you go. I can't even do it. You can just imagine Rick Roll as Bane would have. It would be weird, and I got a lot of weird looks. Separate the chicken. Got a meeting in 14 minutes, friends, for work, so I gotta get this food in the freezer. Gotta finish it up. We're close. I think after this we just got bacon and some frozen fruit. I think, is that all? I'm sure there's something else lurking in there. I'm gonna have to figure out. Oh, we got 2 pork bellies. Not pork belly, pork shoulders. This is gonna overload our chicken drawer. Chicken doesn't really watch. I shouldn't do this. I'm putting the new ones on top. Don't yell at me, okay? I'll remember. I literally said, I'll remember. And immediately in my head, I was like, you'll forget. Which means I'm gonna use the new stuff first. Oh, I know myself way too well. I'll remember. You'll forget. You're definitely gonna forget. Don't even consider that you're capable of remembering whether you should grab the first chicken you see or dig through all the chicken. You'll forget. Cheese. This is a Costco trip we weren't planning on doing, but our trigger for Costco is normally running out of toilet paper, which we achieved. Oh, this is the cheesy one. Oh, this thing's so good. There's some good stuff in there. All right, we're at 48. Crap. Get it in the freezer. It's like any scene in Chopped, right, where they're like, food on plates. All right, this I'll do right. I'll put this bacon on the bottom, even though bacon's probably the most stable out of everything I have, and it's even frickin' labeled. I'm like, no, clearly the bacon needs to be organized, not the chicken. All right, so what I'm gonna do over here, grab these 2 pork lines, move them up, slip these behind, because I'm not using pork shoulder very often. Basically, when I make my here we go. When I make my Japanese style beef curry, that's when those make an appearance. Pork loin, pork drawer. So we got fish, eatables, turkey, chicken, broth, beef, more beef. Again, if you're gonna rob me, take my meat. The meat is the most valuable thing in my fridge. Let's grab the cheese. All right, almost there, friends. Maybe I have enough time to like go down and prep for this discussion. That's rare. Whoa. Snack cheese. So close. And then this mixed fruit lassi is a 10 out of 10. It's cold enough that I might actually have a little bit really quick. I know we're supposed to save it for later, but it's delicious. It's like a yogurt drink. Half a glass is enough. And then I actually like, it's so thick that I add milk on top of it afterwards just to like get the edges. So I'll grab that really quick. It's lovely. There we go. All right. Fancy strawberries. Still partially frozen. Problem is, like, when these thaw and you put them in here, then they all freeze into a big brick of death. So stay loose, friends. And then let's see if we can grab the berries. The berries are the worst if they melt, because they all self-crush, particularly the bottom. These are actually pseudo good shape. Let's see. We have just enough time to drink our lassi and kill the live. Put it away and organizing all the other crap we can do later. That was a lovely lassi. It was like a reward. 52. My life is lived in 15-minute intervals. Sometimes it doesn't feel right, but it's the life I lead. It's like, why does the clock keep ticking? There's some people that show up to work and they just are like waiting for time to end. I show up to work and I was like, I just need more time. It's a really weird tension. I don't know if one's better than the other. They're both just a product of the world we live in. And I am a little bit distracted. It's my own fault. Everyone's like, you should focus on one thing. I was like, but I want to play. I want to dabble. Let me clean out that other bag. Whew. But I made a severe miscalculation today. I forgot to go and get pictures of myself. So we're gonna have an incident tomorrow, I think. I'm already bracing for it. When things don't go according to plan in Japan, they don't go well. And that's what I'm walking into. Alright, friends. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go to my computer and push a button to kill the live. I'm gonna leave all that for tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the office at 9:54 at night because I'm a Time Lord.